today's session, we're talking about a company that has several employees that came from different countries. These are international or global companies. So if you are a part of, for instance, telecommunication or what do you call this, call centers, there are agents that came from the Philippines and the boss may be from other places. Okay, Mr. John, can you share some of your, what do you call this, experiences with
Experience.
regards to this, Mr. John?
Yeah, sure. So when I was working, we had our clients from the US because our account is based in the US. And some of my teammates actually are from US. For example, if we're going to transfer a customer, we'll just hear from the prompt that the accent is from the United States. Even our other of my workmates are actually not Filipinos, and we converse in English, and we had to learn or how to respect them. We had to learn their culture and how we can treat them.
Okay, very good. Actually, that sums up our topic for today. Thank you very much, Mr. John. So, when we're dealing with people from other countries and we have been with them for very few days or just a few days, we have to adjust. We have to know several things. So what we're going to do is we have to deal with cultural differences in the workplace. So what are our uh, summary of this notion? So first, before dealing or before attempting to deal with people from other countries, do your homework. Okay, identify, just like Mr. John mentioned, they identify the person by their accent. But at first, of course, it will be very hard for you to identify which nationality they came from if you are not aware of the accents. Of course, nationality. Where did they came from? Then you research what are their culture. So we have a short glimpse of that a while ago with the Koreans, with the Americans, and the Japanese. But if you're dealing with people outside your country and you're employed in their country, you have to know the do's and don'ts of the country. What are the things you should do and what are the things you should not do when staying in their country or while residing in their country. Of course, you will be the one to adjust to their culture and norms. And then, of course, you have to follow rules and regulations of the country. Do we get that? Thumbs up if yes. Okay, let's have a few examples of this. So, of course, for instance, let's have a short trivia. So, this country is Singapore. So, this is very, different from our country. So, of course, in Singapore, you cannot chew gum. This one, this is prohibited. Public urination is prohibited as well. They value cleanliness among other all um what are your values. Then of course you cannot feed the pigeons. Okay? In Philippines it's okay, right? Just like in Freedom Park, you'll give bread to the pigeons and that's fine. But in Singapore it's not. Because of course if you will keep on feeding the pigeons will return there regularly and they will poop there. So it will compromise the sanitation or the cleanliness of the place. And then in Singapore, there are no or they discourage private vehicles. You have to use public transport because their public transport is good. Okay, they do not have traffics, they do not have congestions. People don't use the bike lanes. Okay, and then they often use the word please and thank you. Okay, so if they're asking a favor, they use please. And then, of course, if they receive the favor, they gave a thank you. Okay, that's what Singapore is. And then, of course, there's a lot more than that. Okay, now we go to another. So in Japan, oh, in South Korea, sorry. In South Korea, public display of affection is prohibited. Of course, they accept holding hands. That's fine with them. Probably wrapping the arms on the couple arm, that form. That's fine. Smoking and drinking in public places is prohibited. Of course, karaoke is prohibited in their country. So it's not like in Philippines, like you can hear that every Sunday. So in Korea, you cannot do that. They are very private people. So if you're going, or if you're dreaming of visiting Korea, then or South Korea to be exact, because you cannot visit North, you have to research first before going there. Then of course, those you have to be punctual. So if you have an interview scheduled, you have to be there 15 minutes before the time. Wear corporate outfits specifically during work. So they do not allow t-shirts there. Then of course they value work-life balance. So unlike here in the Philippines, you cannot take home your work there. So once the schedule is end, tapos na. That's it. You will not receive any calls from your boss. You cannot email your boss about something you haven't asked him during the meeting. You have to reschedule it during the weekdays, during the working hours. They will not answer you after the shift. So according to them, you are paid only for 8 hours, so you have to work 8 hours. After that, you're free. So it's a good practice. Then of course, bowing is very essential when dealing with authorities in Korea. Okay, you have to bow down to show respect. In Philippines, we just greet, right? But there you have to bow. Okay, are we good? Do we get something from our discussion? Click on the clap if we're good. Okay. So there are a lot of things that you should know before visiting other places, and these are some. So later on your activity, you will do such thing. Okay. So next, so why is punctuality important? So Korea has been doing this for quite some time now, but in Philippines we have something that we call Filipino time, and I'm not very fond of it. Okay, so let's see, why is punctuality important? Anyone from the group, raise your hand if you know the answer. It shows what? So if you're late on an interview, that shows what? Okay, raise your hand. I want to hear your voices. Okay, Rogel.
It makes us disciplined.
Okay, it means that we are disciplined and you are interested on the job offer. So that's why I'm asking you to be on time every time. Okay? Because I am actually training you to be good employees. So what will happen if you're always late on your work? Of course, it will reflect on your performance, job performance. And if you're tardy, you will get memos. Very good, Kurt. What else? Why is punctuality important? Anyone from the group? Because it shows what? Aside from discipline, because it shows respect. Very good, Lionel. So in Japan and Korea, if you are late, then you're disrespecting the person. Okay? And then of course, commitment to the person. So next time, if we're having a class, don't be late. Okay? Make sure that you plan ahead. Yes, Burse. Okay, so last, okay. So some of your classmates has a reward a while ago for attending the class 5 minutes before the time. Very good for those. How many are they? I think they are six. No? Very good for those people. Keep it up. And for those who are entering the session at 7:15, you are considered as late already, and that is, according to our lecture, disrespectful. So next time, be on time. 15 minutes or 30 minutes before the scheduled time will be, of course, very much appreciated. You can actually wake up at 6 a.m. It's good for the health as well. I myself actually prepare at least 3:40 a.m. to come to of course, to the faculty at least 6 a.m. 3 hours preparation, of course. You know the traffic in the Philippines is actually problematic. Okay? Are we clear on this? Heart, if yes? Okay. So, not just in coming on time, but also in the submission of activities is also important. You have to submit your outputs on time so that it will reflect that you have prepared for it. Okay, you have done it before, or you have put your efforts on it. Because if you will submit it on the due date, then it means that it is crammed. Okay, so probably one day ahead of time will be enough. Okay, I hope this is clear because I'm not just power tripping you on something. I am doing this. I am asking you to come on time because it will directly affect your career later on because this will be habitual if I will not be strict about it. Okay? So next. Uh why is work life balance important? Anyone from the group? It's actually good. So for instance, you're already a boss of a company, probably a manager, and then you have workers. Why do you think it is important for them to have a work life balance? Anyone from the group, raise your hand if you want to answer. Raise your hand. Why is it important for you to have a life? Okay, go, Lionel.
For our workers' health.
Okay, that's correct. For our workers to have a good health. What else? Okay, Justin.
To have a, ano, that all that always focus on work, just enjoy the life, sir.
Okay, so you are working. So you
Yes,
have.
sir.
That's correct, Justin. Thank you. So let's be clear. Work is just a subset of life, meaning to say that's not all we do in our life. We are working to earn money, right? So why do we spend the rest of our life working? So we're not do that's not very logical, right? So if you're working to have a money to spend on the things that you want and you need, and then why are you spending most of your time working? So it's very illogical. Then remember, you are very replaceable. So once you drop dead, your company will just replace you with someone else. So your family members and relatives will not remember your contributions to the birthday party or what. You will be remembered by how many birthdays you are there, okay, how many reunions are there that you are present, and then how many weddings of your friends have you attended. That's what life is. Okay. So just remember, I hope you remember this when you're already on your work, that life is part of life, but work is part of your life, but it's not everything. Okay? You just earn enough, 'di ba? Have you seen those rich people? They have a lot of money, but they do not have life. Yeah, they are most of them are miserable because they have money, but they don't know what to do with the money. 'Di ba? So parang you have been spending most of your life earning that everything is an instant. Okay? For instance, your net worth is about 1 billion peso a month. There's nothing you can buy, right? You can just buy a car right away. You can just buy a new phone right away. So where's the appreciation on that? Unlike us, we are on the mid to poor people. So we save money so that we can buy something. So once we buy it, for instance, you finally bought your dream phone, your dream laptop, your dream probably gaming PC. So you will be happy because you earn it. You work hard for it. Okay? That's what life is, and that's what is work is all about. You earn to buy something that is precious to you. Okay? I hope you understand that. Can we proceed? Thumbs up if yes. Okay. I hope you do the same thing. Okay? Don't drown yourself to work. Okay? Hindi naman ipapamana sa inyo yan kapag namatay yung may-ari. Okay? Next. Oh, so we're back. What are the things we should do by a multicultural setting, in a multicultural setting? So, of course, you have to avoid idiomatic expressions because people might use them literally. Like, for instance, you talk to an Indian and they do not know what idiomatic expression of a break a leg means, though they might be offended by that, okay? Or they might not know what does it mean. So there will be miscommunication. So for instance, hold your horses, and then the Indian guy will say, I do not have a horse. So there's clearly a miscommunication already. Okay? When you say hold your horses, that means stop. So you just say stop. Okay? So instead of hold your horses, because probably the Indian guy might take it
Literal.
literally. Okay? Next. So speak slow and clearly. So it is very important for us to be clear. So one of the major aspect of communication is, of course, being concise and, of course, clarity. So, of course, the non-native speaker might have a hard time comprehending what you're saying. So speak slowly and clearly. Okay? So it's like talking to a child. Of course, the child is still learning the language. So in order for them to understand what you're saying, you have to talk slow and clear. Okay? Next, last part of our topic, we talk about technology. So, of course, we do have AI right now. So, can you tell me the disadvantages and advantages of AI? Can you type in our chat box? What are the advantages and disadvantages of AI? Because that's the latest technology that